Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is RubyPatchouli, and on this channel we talk about curls and self-development. Today I'm going to be talking about why your curls may not be performing the way you might want them to be, why your curls might be looking dry, thirsty, frizzy, why your curly hair routines might not be lasting as long as you would like for them to last. I have been experiencing this, even though I have a curly hair channel and I know a lot of things about curl maintenance, how to get the desired curl look that you want. I still sometimes fall off. I'm not perfect and I find my curls not behaving the way that I want them to behave. Currently, this is something I am experiencing, and it's because I have not been doing what I'm supposed to do, what everyone should be doing who has curly hair to maintain the health of their curls. Shame on me, Ruby. I have not been doing these things, and this is a perfect reminder to myself, and I figured this might help others as well. So the first thing as to why your curls might not be behaving the way you want them to is you're not deep conditioning. You want to deep condition your curls once a week. Also, if you are using shampoos that have sulfates can be very harsh on our curls. Our curls already struggle with dryness because curls are drier than straight hair. Because of the way that our hair curls, the oils aren't able to get all the way down to the bottom to saturate our hair with the oils needed to keep our hair nice and hydrated. So you want to make sure that you are doing everything you can to moisturize, and you want to make sure that you are not doing the things that will cause you to lose moisture. Sulfates will rob your hair of all of that oil that you need on your hair. It can be very harsh, and using shampoos that have sulfates all the time will cause your hair to become drier. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot use a shampoo that has sulfates. You can definitely do that, but do it once a month, typically clarifying. You want to clarify your hair once a month. What a clarifying shampoo does is it takes away all of the gunk that has accumulated on your strands. It could be silicone. Silicones stay on your hair, and our conditioners, a lot of our curly hair products have silicones. Some of them. There are a lot that don't have any silicones, yay for that. But if you are using a styling product that has silicone, you do want to once a month use a shampoo that has sulfates, because a sulfate shampoo is the only thing that will wash away the silicone that has coated on your hair. Also, if you are using products that have silicone and you are not clarifying your hair every month, you're not using a shampoo that has sulfates, those silicones will start building and building and building on your hair strands, and that will weigh your hair down, so you won't experience the bounciness of your natural curl pattern. Another thing that can be hurting your curls is not sleeping on a satin pillowcase and not sleeping with a satin bonnet, silk or satin bonnet. Something that I know a lot of us have been guilty of, not on purpose, it's just because that's how consumerism works, is we will go on Amazon and we will type satin bonnet and we'll pick the first one, right? Perfect example. A lot of the bonnets that are advertised as silk are not silk, they're polyester. So take for instance this one. This was advertised as a silk bonnet. It's soft, it is, but it's not silk. It's not satin. A lot of times you have to be very careful, because even under the description it will say satin, but when you get your product it will say polyester. For instance, this one too. This one I got from Amazon, very pretty. It said silk bonnet, right? But when you look at the tag, it says 95% polyester, 5% spandex. If you don't have a lot of money to spend, of course, like, go for this, you know, anything is better than nothing. But after a while, you will notice that these bonnets will start feeling coarser. It's because they're not 100% silk or satin. My suggestion is to spend the extra money and get yourself a 100% silk or satin bonnet, as well as a silk and satin pillowcase. I was victim to this. I bought some pillowcases that online they were advertised as satin pillowcases. They were not. They were polyester satin. You don't want that. You want 100% satin or 100% silk. It is a little bit more pricey, but I managed to find a 2 pair of satin pillowcases, no, of silk pillowcases for $16.99. It is out there. You will have to, it is a trial and error. You will have to purchase a few and see which one is authentic, and then just return the ones that are not. Obviously don't use them, but just check to see, because Amazon, the sellers there, they be lying. Another thing is the products that you're using. A lot of the curly hair products that are out there have alcohols. There are certain type of alcohols that are very drying to your hair. Make sure that you are checking the ingredients in your products. I will list here the alcohols that are not drying to your hair, the okay alcohols, so that you are aware of that. Another thing for why your hair might be dry, lacking luster, you could be needing protein. Your curls might not be behaving the way you want because maybe you need a protein treatment. You don't have to give yourself a protein treatment all the time. If you're noticing that your curls are not curling the way that they usually curl, if you're noticing they're not bouncing, they're not springing up the way that they normally are, you might need a protein treatment. Another thing that I learned the hard way as to why your curls might be wonky. Have you ever had the problem where your curls are like curling inward, or they keep like getting matted in the back and your curls are just, they're not curling down? You know what I'm saying? It could be because of your cut. I did not know this. I learned this the hard way. The cut that I gave myself a month ago, I did an okay job. I'm not gonna say it was the worst job, but the way that the scissors are being held and the way, the direction the stylist or you may be holding your scissor can be the reason why your curls might be curling inward now. That's why you really want to go to a stylist that knows how to cut curly hair, that understands the direction you need to cut the ends so that that doesn't happen to you. I'm currently experiencing this, and it's very frustrating because I need a haircut. What's saving me though is the fact that when I did give myself the DIY haircut, it was really a hair trim, and I still have ends that need to be cut. So even though my hair is curling inward and I don't really like that, I know that once I get a haircut, it's not going to be too short. I'm going to be cutting what needs to be cut anyway, and that should fix the problem. Another thing is brushing your hair while it's dry. Your hair's natural state is to coil, right? Is to curl. When you are brushing it, you are manipulating your hair into doing what it doesn't want to naturally do. So that's going to cause breakage no matter what, especially if it's dry. Another thing is making sure that you are using a microfiber towel. Microfiber towel is going to be gentle on your curls. Regular towels can be pretty rough on our hair. Again, curly hair needs a lot of TLC. Curly hair is beautiful, but with everything that's beautiful, you need to take care of it, and using a regular towel on your hair is not it for our curls. Our curls are very sensitive, so you can use a cotton t-shirt or get yourself a microfiber t-shirt, a microfiber towel on Amazon. They're not that expensive. You can also find some in TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross. The only thing, you want to make sure you're looking at the tag and making sure that it's actual microfiber towel. Your curls can also be experiencing dryness because of using heat on your hair. You know, even though diffusing does not cause a lot of damage, it's still heat if you are using heat. I use the Dyson, and even though I use the one setting of heat, it's still pretty hot. You just want to make sure that when you are diffusing, you are applying some sort of thermal protector, because you are still applying heat no matter what. Now this does not mean to go and just air dry. Do not air dry, because that is not very healthy for your hair either. Remember, we don't want our hair to be wet for long periods of time, because when our hair is wet, it is the most fragile. So when you are diffusing, just make sure that your leave-in conditioner has some thermal protection in it. Another thing is the type of leave-in conditioner you're using. Make sure that you're using something that is going to moisturize the hair. This is something that I love. I style my hair with this 99% of the time, and that is mousse. Even though mousse is amazing, mousse can be drying. Look, nothing's perfect out there, okay? So I have been using only mousse as my go-to styling product, but it is much better to use a cream before your mousse. I know this, and I have to do this. I have to start doing this again. Even though I love just using mousse as my one product, it's just, it can be drying. At least for my hair, I'm experiencing dryness, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason. That's pretty much all I have for you right now. Everything that I'm telling you are things that I have done. Unfortunately, I am experiencing dry hair, dry scalp, and I know it's because I wasn't sleeping on a satin pillowcase, on a satin or silk pillowcase. I wasn't using my bonnets every single day to protect my style. I also gave myself a DIY haircut, even though it's not bad. The way that I positioned the scissors wasn't the best, so now my curls are a little wonky, but that's not why they're dry. Also, I've been using a lot of just mousse, and even though I love mousse, I have to be more mindful of making sure I'm bringing moisture into my hair. Again, if I have low porosity hair, so when you have low porosity hair, it takes a bit more time to get the moisture into your hair, but once it's in there, you're set. Another thing is deep conditioning. If you have low porosity hair, when you deep condition, incorporate some steam, some heat. So when you have your deep conditioner in there, put on a cap and wrap your hair with your microfiber towel. That's gonna create some heat and some steam in there so that the moisture can penetrate into your hair follicles, so it can penetrate more. Or you can also like cover your hair with, again, like the shower cap, and take your blower and just pass it around your hair for 20 minutes. You're also deep conditioning, but you're adding some heat onto it, so the moisture will go into your strands much more easily. That's pretty much all I have right now for why you might be experiencing dry, wonky curls, why your curls might not be behaving the way that you want them to behave. Most important thing, be kind to your hair. Your hair takes time. Curly hair takes time, and it also takes a bit longer to adjust. Just be patient and give your hair a bit more TLC. Deep condition once a week, clarify your hair once a month. If you are experiencing that your curls are not curling or springing up how they normally do, you do a protein treatment. I would recommend for like regular maintenance, do a protein treatment every 6 to 8 weeks. Make sure that you're sleeping on a satin or silk pillowcase. Make sure that you are using your bonnet at night to protect your hairstyles, and make sure you're using a microfiber towel as well. If you have low porosity hair, always do the lock method. After your leave-in, apply oil. That's gonna help seal the moisture into your strands a lot better. Use a cream before your mousse. The last one is, it could be your haircut. You probably need a haircut, a hair trim, or if you gave yourself a haircut, your curls might be a bit wonky, because remember, our curls go into shock, or the way that you were cutting your hair with your scissors, it was probably the wrong direction. Now it's causing your curls to go inward. I hope you guys learned something new. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it down below. And once again, this is RubyPatchouli. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you guys next week. Bye.